We are here today in San Clemente, California at my private skate park, and we are going to hang out and skate with Carter, who is the recipient of our 4th Be the Change initiative, and I can't wait to skate with him.
Carter was diagnosed with Asperger's pretty early on. We figured out at about a year old when he had no speech and went through a million tests that eventually gave us a diagnosis of Asperger's and autism. With his eczema, that diagnosis came a little bit later. It showed up on his skin when he was a baby, but it wasn't until about a year and a half ago that it had morphed into the animal that we're seeking treatment for today. Carter's eczema is one of the more severe cases the doctors have seen. It's on more than 90% of his body, from his top of his head down his legs. Up at the worst part, there was about 20% of his body that had no skin. We were prying open his eyes in the morning so he could see, and his mouth so that he could get a straw in it, because he wasn't able to eat solid food. So he took everything through a straw. And he wasn't able to bend his arms or his legs or move for most of the time. Learning that Taylor had the same goal that Carter did in donating half of her grant to him so reinforced our feelings about being a part of Be the Change and wanting to share our grant with her. I think kindred spirits come together, and instinctively the families, we just knew each other's position and wanted to help one another, and it was just such a phenomenal feeling.
The fact that Carter wants to give away half of his $10,000 grant is absolutely incredible to me, and it just shows how big Carter's heart is. This kid is absolutely amazing, and he just wants to pay it forward, and to me, that means the world.
What happened to Taylor was she was walking on the sidewalk with some friends, and she jumped on her friend's skateboard for just a second, ended up in traffic off the sidewalk, and suffered a traumatic brain injury. She spent 2 weeks in an induced coma, and at that point we didn't know what the outcome was going to be for her. The first 72 hours were crucial to her survival, and she started breathing on her own, which they didn't think was going to happen. We had numerous doctors tell us that she wasn't probably going to be able to do anything ever again, or not breathe on her own, not walk. Simple things that everybody takes for granted day after day.
When Carter found out he was going to meet Ryan and have the chance to skate with him, he went from laughing to jumping up and down to sitting on the floor and just crying, because he was so amazed that he was going to get to have that chance to skate and hang out with someone who he's read in his magazines that are all over my living room floor, and just get tips from him and just that kind of pat on the back, you're one of us, you're a skater, dude. It's interesting to imagine that a sport could give somebody an identity, and skateboarding has done that for Carter. It's given him an identity. He's always been the kid with autism, or he's been the kid who's sick or in the hospital all the time. But he loves being able to be the kid who skateboards, and he's free when he does it, and he embraces it, and he's so joyful that the rest of the world doesn't exist for him when he's on his board.
I think it's impacted him because it's given him hope. Before, he was just kind of walking around, sitting around like, I'm sick and people don't see it. And now that he's won and in the top 4 and everything that happened, people like noticed him, and he was hopeful because of that, and I think that's impacted him.
What's up? My name is Tyler Large, owner of OC Ramps. We're here out at Carter's house with the Sheckler Foundation. We are doing a surprise mini ramp for Carter in his backyard. He's at school right now. It's 12:30, and his mom just went to go pick him up, so he'll be here in about 10 minutes. And we're really excited to see his face and see how thrilled he is about having a backyard ramp.